Yo, what is up? So we got some news. Oh boy, I'm just gonna let it play for those that didn't hear it. Sir, that has not been said. That you can't hear the audio. Let me redo this. So bear with me. For some reason, my OBS is broken right now. Audio is all over the place. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm trying to get the desktop audio to pick up. Got multiple voices for a second there. Yeah, for some reason, uh, yeah, OBS is broken right now, so maybe they got to update it. But essentially, this is the link. This was a podcast from FKNA team, and they had the lead designer. They had the lead animator from Marvel's Avengers on, named Anthony Gartminer, and they just talked about the game, but at about the 46-minute mark, he let it slip that Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year, which he thought that it was already said somewhere before, but it was absolutely not said anywhere before. Yeah, shout out to High Ruler for posting this. I was literally just on my phone and I got the notification. But yeah, according to him, Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year. He called himself, not revealing too much, but he revealed a ton. That I can confirm. Nobody has said when Spider-Man is coming out apart from 2021. So I can leave the link for those that want to watch it themselves, because OBS right now is broken. I can't play desktop audio, but I can link you guys to the actual interview. The interview is like 2 hours long, and they go over pretty much his whole job, and they talk about, and they play the game a little bit, and obviously the Spider-Man news is pretty big. I mean, huge, but lost in the interview probably because earlier on he had some very interesting things to say. So this is, depending on how you look at it, this is all bad news. So earlier they were asking him how long it takes to actually make a character, and essentially they are on a 4 to 8 month time range for just one character. I think he said Hawkeye took like 4 to 6 months for them to make. So in general, they're looking at 4 to 8 month turnaround for a character, which means, I mean, and more concerning is that he mentioned there's only like 3 people on his team, and it sounds like the post development team for Crystal Dynamics is quite small. They don't have a lot of people working on the game, and on top of that, they're working from home. Phil kind of hinted at this when he mentioned on the stream about how few people they have testing the game. Yeah, the only thing they actually confirmed about Spider-Man was that he was coming out this year, but we knew he was coming out in 2021 last summer. That's when they officially announced it. But apart from that, we had no idea when. So now we pretty much have confirmation from this guy because he accidentally let it slip that Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year. Yeah. For those that are just tuning in, Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year. If you remember, that's around last year. That was around the time frame we got for Kate Bishop. So sometime in December, we're expecting Spider-Man now. He is no longer dropping with He is not dropping with Black Panther. He is coming out at the end of the year. The lead animator let it slip on the podcast accidentally. He thought that this was already confirmed, which it was of course not. It was 100% not confirmed. But also we should not expect a lot of heroes to come out every year, unfortunately. That's the other thing. Like, people were speculating that Spider-Man might come out with No Way Home, but people also were speculating we might get another hero, and that looks less and less likely. It sounds like it's going to take them a long time to get out each hero. So assuming getting back into the offices speeds up, at the very least getting back into the offices is going to speed up the mocap process. So we could be looking at 6 months, 5-6 months, really, like optimistically 5-6 months for a hero. Every hero, we should have already had him in the game since launch. I disagree with that, actually, because for one, I don't think they should have even done the Spider-Man exclusive anyway. But they said from the jump that he was coming out next year in 2021, so I don't have a problem with that. But I in general, I didn't even think Spider-Man should have been. Obviously, he's not like a main Avenger, so he shouldn't have been in the game at launch. You know, the launch, I'm fine with the launch roster that they had, but I'm main concerned with the time frame for each hero. What's up, Omega? So the lead animator for Marvel, for those that just, the lead animator for Marvel's Avengers was doing a podcast, and they were, asking him about his job, about the game, and he accidentally revealed that Spider-Man isn't coming out until the end of this year. He thought that it was something that was already announced, but it was not. It was not at all. And more importantly, perhaps, he revealed that their team is actually pretty small. Like they don't have a lot of people working on the game, which obviously people made jokes about because of the bugs and how long everything's taken. But this pretty much confirmed that they don't have a lot of people working on the game right now, on top of them working from home. So now everything definitely makes sense. It says 4 to 6 months. He said 4 to 6 months for Hawkeye. He said 4 to 8 months in general. Curtis, you thought the Sony contract was to have him within 12 months. So we don't know the particulars of the Sony contract other than it was an exclusive to Sony and they had to get him out in 2021. That was the deal. When they announced it, when Sony announced Spider-Man last summer, they said he was coming out in 2021. So they're on schedule. It's going to be the end of 2021, but it's coming out in 2021. So only 2 heroes a year, maybe. If we're looking at 4 to 8 months per character, if we're looking at 4 to 8 months, you can probably cut that down once they're back in offices to 4 to 6. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of heroes every year. Now, we know that they already started work on other heroes. But, yeesh. Oh boy. So Spider-Man's coming out to no. Yeah, December at the earliest. So if I'm making predictions based on this new information, next year we might be getting, so this year it was Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. So after Black Panther, we should only expect Spider-Man and nothing else in terms of heroes. So after that, realistically, and they've been working on Black Panther for a while anyway. So realistically, we're probably looking at 2 to 3 heroes every year. Assuming nothing else happens, they don't get moved on to another project. So Crystal Dynamics did open an office in Texas, I believe. But this is still, like, we're looking probably at 4 to 6 months. So I'm guessing next year, She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, maybe Captain Marvel. Maybe. That's your hero lineup next year. So obviously heroes by themselves don't make or break the game, but also at the same time, heroes are super important. But obviously the main thing is making sure they have good content for the heroes to do. That's been the struggle as well, not just getting the heroes out on time. So if we're looking at 2 to 3 heroes in a year, then I mean, you got to hope that during that time they're releasing, stuff every month that's like quality. Comic book, the new info is that Spider-Man is coming out at the end of this year, and the time frame for new heroes is 4 to 8 months for a hero. You think? Yeah, I feel like optimistically next year we're looking at two smaller DLCs for She-Hulk and Winter Soldier around the same length as Taking Aim, and then maybe then the Captain Marvel expansion. You were legit was going to send this. What's up, Jordan? Yeah, no, I got my noties on. So, firstly, I was checking my phone while I was watching Netflix, and the High Ruler video popped up. I'm like, well, High Ruler doesn't clickbait like Super Rebel. So, if he's got some Spider-Man news, then it must be legit. And then I watched the video. Then I found the stream that he got it from and watched it myself. And boy, you with the game to the end. The end might come sooner than we thought. You think there has to be another hero at Christmas? Can't count Spider-Man's release as these PS6. I don't think we're counting on. No, if Spider-Man is the end of the year, then I'm not counting on a double hero drop. Based on what they're talking about, I'm not counting on a double hero drop in December. Sorry, sorry. I think it's just Black Panther and Spider-Man this year, along with Hawkeye. I think that's the end. Spider-Man might come out with No Way Home. That's the best thing they can hope for at this point. You suggest Captain Marvel after BP? That's not happening. We might get Captain Marvel sometime towards the end of next year, but yeah, it's basically Black Panther, Spider-Man, and then nothing. Nothing in terms of characters. Then they say heroes for Black Panther. They did. They say a lot of things though. So all right. So I will say this. They can work different heroes at the same time in different stages. So this is also part of the first part of the interview. So he was talking about how long it takes them, and even though he said Kate and Hawkeye were originally supposed to be basically Echo characters, he reiterated that, but because they wanted to, flesh out and make them more unique, it ended up taking about 4 to 6 months for Hawkeye. So, and we knew they were working on other stuff at the same time, and it still took them 4 to 6 months to get out Hawkeye, and we're still not going to get Black Panther until August, and we're still not getting Spider-Man until the end of this year. So they are working on multiple heroes at the same time, but because their staff is limited and it takes a long time, it doesn't actually matter. The best thing we can hope for, I will say, in terms of the multiple hero thing, is War Machine. Now, so for those that missed the Miller leaks, last year, Miller leaked, one of the leaks Miller did was War Machine. And the interesting thing about War Machine was that, the lead animator, ISO, said there's only 3 people total on his team. But War Machine, they actually put a lot of work into War Machine. The main thing he said they didn't have for War Machine was like voice work. So it is possible. This is remote, but it is possible that we get War Machine as another hero, because from what I can tell, from what Miller could tell, he was mostly done, but it looks like they abandoned him or just put him on hold. But based on the data mining, the only heroes that are close to done are Spider-Man, Black Panther, and War Machine. So it's possible we get a War Machine drop. That's still a remote possibility, but if I'm playing the numbers, it's probably just Spider-Man this year. Now everyone is counting down the list of heroes to see which ones they truly want. Yeah, yeah, all this stuff about, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Doctor Strange and Wanda and Vision. When will Spider-Man? For those that is coming in, Spider-Man, the lead animator let it slip that Spider-Man is dropping at the end of the year, so December is start looking for him. They said, "F this, I need stimmy unemployment." Yeah, they might need. I mean, based on how important he is to their very small team, I don't even think they can fire him. Spider-Man in December, basically confirmed by the lead animator. He said, "Yeah," and it takes them about 4 to 8 months for a hero. So we're looking at like 2 to 3 heroes a year going forward. You think War Machine is coming out because everyone is not getting Spider-Man? The only reason I think War Machine might come out is because of the leaks. Because Miller, that's the one thing Miller was confused about, because they put so much work into War Machine and then just stopped. Moved some of his assets over to Iron Man. He thought that they might have just canceled War Machine, but he's kind of in limbo at this point. So it's possible that War Machine comes with Black Panther and they do a multi-hero drop there, and then Spider-Man December, and that's it. But otherwise, after Black Panther, it looks like it's just Spider-Man and then nothing until hero-wise until 2022. The only reason to hope for War Machine is because of the leaks. We know they started working on War Machine and then they just stopped. So if they did pick them back up at some point in the last few months, it's very possible that he could come out with Black Panther. Otherwise, we're just looking at Spider-Man. All right, Vernon. I mean, don't care. This new roadmap is going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what's on the new roadmap, because they did promise at least one new hero was going to be on it. And I mean, it's probably She-Hulk, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like we're going to get a lot of heroes every year, so I'm hoping they make up for it with more content. Smallville, the Spider-Man leak is he's coming out at the end of this year, December. And their team is really small, and it takes them quite a long time to put out a hero. So the hope is that we get some really good content to keep us, tied up in the meantime, because I'm fine. I'm not too mad about, if we get 3 heroes a year, as long as we get, consistent content every month, like real content, not, filler garbage like the Red Room takeover. If we get like, decent content, like, raid type stuff, good villain sectors like Monica, I can see, it being okay with what we got. What if they make up for lack of heroes of location? That's the other thing. Like we haven't heard anything new about locations. We know the Wasteland Patrol, that's the new biome. The Wasteland's a new biome, and they're going to have a patrol in Manhattan, but they haven't announced anything about other Marvel locations, nothing about Asgard or anything like that. So I mean, they still haven't even utilized the helicarrier or Avengers Tower for a location. So I don't know, but they're going to have to, if they're not going to be able to pump out, that many heroes, then they gotta do something else. She-Hulk series is in March, right? Maybe she comes out then. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking 2022 for the next heroes after Spider-Man? Would you rather new bosses, locations, or heroes if you had to choose? I'd much rather the content. I want more. I want more enemy types. I want Marvel locations. I want, you know, obviously a much better gear system, and I want, you know, Omega level threats. I want, you know, the horde mode if that rumored mode is in. You know, I want stuff to do with the heroes that we have. So I know a lot of people really are hero centric, and that's perfectly understandable. People want to play with their favorite heroes, but I think especially if they're not able to get out heroes that often, they really need to make up for it with content. And I think that should have been the focus anyway. They obviously put a lot of resources towards Spider-Man and Black Panther, and the pandemic has slowed things down even more. But they really got to do the content so we have stuff to do with the heroes. Do you think the Spider-Man will have good web swinging? I think Spider-Man's combat is going to be good because it has to be. Sony paid them a lot of money. Happy 4th of July. Yeah, I forgot. It is July 4th. Happy 4th of July, because I was hearing fireworks. That was keeping me from going to sleep. I'm glad I didn't. So I think War for Wakanda is going to revive the game. It depends on how good it is. It'll definitely break the game if it's not good. You're fine with what we have for heroes, honestly, but we need more variety for enemies. I feel bad for Xbox, bro, and PC. That's what I feel bad. So it looks like we're going to have, so PlayStation users are going to have the base heroes, the plus Hawkeye and Kate, Black Panther, and then Spider-Man. And Xbox PC sounds like they're not going to have Spider-Man. But if they can, that's why I really hope they do get War Machine out, even though he's, you know, very similar to Iron Man. I think it would definitely help things out. Happy 4th to you, Careless. Appreciate it. Yeah, Xbox and PC down bad. Yeah, if they don't get out War Machine with Black Panther, then yeah, after Black Panther, then Xbox and PC ain't getting nothing. No more heroes for them until next year. That would be tough. that would be tough. War Machine would be more fun than Iron Man. He could potentially be. So for the sake of Xbox and PC, I hope we get War Machine this year as well, because otherwise after Black Panther, that's it for y'all. Y'all ain't getting nothing else. You said they won't release War Machine. They can't, even if they want. Why is that? What's your reasoning for that? Do you think getting Moon Knight, Daredevil, and Punisher is a stretch? I think anything beyond next year is a stretch, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 100. Beyond 2022, you rather have Storm as a new character? Yeah. Future Revolution got Storm as a launch hero. We're not getting that, bro. Oh boy. Glad you got a PlayStation. I am too, in general, because I think PlayStation is better. But yeah, if it's just Black Panther and Spider-Man this year, yeah, rip Xbox. You'd rather have War Machine and Iron Man than Kate and Clint? Yeah, I mean, we already have Iron Man. He was a launch hero, but yeah, so you basically would rather have War Machine than both Kate and Clint? I don't know about that, but I enjoy Hawkeye. I honestly could have done without Kate, but I ended up enjoying Kate. But I would have rather have Doctor Strange than Spider-Man, to keep it a buck. You think we're getting into the Spider-Verse as a skin? I mean, You mean like the Miles Morales? No, I don't think we're definitely not the same quality as the Insomniac game where they actually animated it to look like the movie. No, I don't think we're getting that. I think we could get the symbiote suit, the symbiote Spider-Man suit. I think that's possible. They'll probably in the marketplace though. Do you know if the team was always small? The team was bigger at launch, and then it scaled down significantly. You don't see them releasing 2 characters at once. Too much work. So the thing about War Machine, that's not. I understand that reasoning, but the only reason I'm bringing up War Machine as a possibility is because, according to leaks, he's already basically done except for his voice work, and they just hadn't been working on him for whatever reason. He was on pause, but most of the work for War Machine is already done. That's why it's possible that he comes out at the same. That's why it's possible he could still come out this year. You think they feel like heroes need to progress the story and they don't? Sometimes the heroes alone is something small will do just fine. I mean, it sounds like they're committed to doing the whole story thing rather than just dropping heroes into the game. But, which, I mean, if they have enough content, that could be viable. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm worried about. You rather have Doctor Strange than Kamala. I mean, facts, bro. But you mean Into the Spider-Verse style Spider-Man? Yeah, like in no, I don't think we're getting that anything that elaborate. You know, you mentioned you're jealous of PS4 PS players. Yeah, just saying Spider-Man 3 is one of your favorite movies. Yikes. Just saying Doctor Strange expansion would be huge, so they have to put a lot of work into it and find the right voice. I mean, yeah, I really think they should have did Doctor Strange expansion instead of Spider-Man. I think especially now that it sounds like Spider-Man is the only hero coming out this year after Black Panther. Wonder what the reason for the scale down of the team is. Probably maybe missed sales figures, other projects. You love an anti-Avengers game where you play as the villains trying to take out the Avengers. That'd be an interesting concept for a game. Spider-Man is going to have so many recolors. You can't wait. Oh boy, I can't wait for Hawaiian shirt Peter. Can't wait to log into Avengers. He's Spider in his symbiote suit. That's going to be a glorious day. 31 people in a surprise stream. I mean, to be fair, I did kind of crush it. Not to pat myself on the back, but I think I did kind of crush it with the thumbnail and the title. So, but thanks to everybody. Smash that like button. You know the vibes. So more people can know what's going on with Spider-Man and the game in general. I think we'll get Falcon next year. No, bro. No, bro. This game's down bad in terms of heroes, bro. I'm sorry for all of y'all that had all these grand ideas for heroes. If it takes them 4 to 8 months per hero, nah, bro. Nah. Gonna have butt naked Spider-Man. He never actually asked you this, but what do you think of the Spider-Man's face change? I didn't care at all. I didn't understand, Ryan, the controversy about it. I guess they made him look more like Tom Holland. I don't care, bro. It did. I don't know why people got so mad about it. It wasn't a big deal to me at all. Spidey undies. What's going on, Matt? So the lead animator, for those that are just tuning in, the lead animator for Marvel's Avengers, his name's Anthony Gartmeyer. It looks like he did this podcast on I think FKNA. They had a whole 2-hour podcast and they interviewed him. And during the interview, he let it slip that Spider-Man is releasing at the end of the year. He thought that this was already information we had, but it most certainly was not. The only thing Crystal Dynamics has confirmed is what we knew since last summer, which is that Spider-Man is coming out in 2021 and they're working on him. They did not tell us when. So he basically just gave us the release month. You want more villains, bosses in the game? Yeah, I want more content. Like, obviously, it's very disappointing for people that wanted more heroes, but if if we could have some really good content, I think it'll be fine. Obviously, you know, Xbox and PC players are going to be down bad for a while. I'm not going to hold you. It's going to be bad for y'all if y'all don't get nothing else. But yeah, based on, you know, if it takes 4 to 8 months for a hero, and it sounds like that's basically 5. That's probably going to be 5 at the low end. Yeah, we're looking at you know, War Machine maybe, unless he was canceled, but most likely we're looking at She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel next year. No more than that. So to fill out all that other time, I'm hoping we have some good content. I think Spider-Man should come with Doc Ock as a villain. I wouldn't mind a Doc Ock boss fight. I think that the kind of heroes we're getting, their focus should be on content. Like, for me, the biggest thing, obviously, I want Doctor Strange, I want Wanda, I want all this stuff, but the game's biggest problem right now, it isn't the lack of heroes, it's the lack of things to do with the heroes that we already have. You know, the gear system is still pretty terrible. The, you know, the missions they don't have a lot of replay value. There's kind of no reason to play outside of doing your dailies. Hey, what's up? Rambo just joined. He's coming out in December. That's the leak. The lead animator accidentally spilled some tea on a podcast earlier today. He was not supposed to tell us this, but thank you. Gave me some content. Then the data miners find Vision files. Yeah, the data miners found files for a lot of heroes. They found Vision and Scarlet Witch and all that, but in terms of actual practically working on the game, like actual practical characters, the main heroes they've been working on since development and over the last year have basically been Hawkeye, Kate, Spider-Man, Black Panther, She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel, and that's pretty much who we should be expecting over the next year. Mystical heroes missing. BP has had mystical. Yeah, dude, exotic suck. Every single exotic variant has had worse stats, fully upgraded than the. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Yeah, here, obviously not having a lot of heroes is going forward is going to suck. But if they can, you know, fix the gear system, which is still atrocious, and add some, you know, more content, you know, some really good villain sectors on the level of Cosmic Cube, and, you know, maybe some new game modes like the horde mode that's rumored to be coming out, and, you know, more Omega level threats that can kind of make up for the lack of heroes, you know, just giving us stuff to do with the heroes that we have. Hey, for all the late people, Spider-Man is dropping in December, and it takes them about 4 to 8 months per hero. So don't expect a lot of heroes to come out going forward. We are looking at 2 to 3 per year. Does the amount of work done on the heroes depend on when they start working on a hero? Yeah, that's why I'm saying keep things, you know, very lower your expectations for heroes, because they did have even with the head start, you know, they started working on a bunch of these heroes, and it's still taking them a long time. Like they were developing Spider-Man already. You know, they announced it last summer in the Sony blog that he was coming out, and we're not getting him until December. You know, they were working on Black Panther. He's not coming out until August he didn't end up coming out until August of 2021. So we know that the next heroes in the pipeline are She-Hulk, Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel, with maybe War Machine somewhere around there. So after that, then the next heroes up, they're basically starting from scratch. So you're looking at possibly 4 to 6 months, assuming they're back in the offices. 4 to 8 months maybe, for each new hero they start developing. So beyond 2022, it looks really cloudy. That's why your gear on console, the loot system is so bad. You put 4 perks on your gear. Oh man. Spider-Man is going to take Roy's spot while Roy becomes Ultron. Think Spider-Man is going to be you think Spider-Man is going to be a vendor? I don't know about that one. What if Spider-Man is ready and they're just waiting for the movie for marketing purposes? I mean, Miller told us basically in March, before March, he told us in February that they had started ramping up production on Spider-Man. And so I don't think he's actually done. I think he's very close to done, because Miller said back in February that they were working on him and putting in a lot of work towards him, to the point he thought he was coming out before Black Panther, who he thought was coming out around August anyway. So it's possible that Spider-Man will be ready around the time Black Panther comes out. But yeah, they sounds like they're waiting until December to release them. No more grinding for you. I don't blame you, man. The grind is pretty bad for gear. Do you think if they started with different heroes for this game instead of the MCU original Avengers, it would have been a different turn for the game? No, not at all. I think if there wasn't a global pandemic, the game's fortunes would have been very different. The problem wasn't necessarily the launch roster, so that didn't help. Because obviously, some people didn't appreciate the Kamala Khan, the story, but the game's problems weren't the heroes. It was the fact that it wasn't ready to be released. It's a looter, it's a live service looter, and it had a terrible loot system. It was a lot of bugs. There were no Marvel locations. You know the meme. So that was the issue. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to make Avengers Square Enix's side bit. I don't know about that one. Let's not get ahead of ourselves with Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it is just a single player game, and we don't know how good it's actually going to be. I would lower my expectations. What's the massive leak? Oh, Spidey in the name. So the lead animator just leaked that Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year. You want Scarlet Witch so bad? You might be waiting like 3 years, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. It might never happen. I'll keep it real with you. Like if Black Panther doesn't go well, then Captain Marvel might be the last hero that's added to the game before they move on. The only reason you ask is because the terms of the deal could be that Sony wants them for marketing. Yeah, it really is up to Sony, but that Sony's been controlling this whole thing. But it sounds like they've set the goal for December, and my hope is that he's a timed exclusive. I still kind of have hope for that, him just being a timed exclusive instead of just a permanent exclusive, because I think it'd be really bad. I think it'd be really bad if Black Panther comes out and then Xbox and PC don't get anything while PlayStation users get Spider-Man in December. I think that scenario doesn't sound great, and that's why I really hope they do War Machine. We don't know if he's dropping if they're dropping him with the movie, but if they're waiting until December, that's what it sounds like they're going to go for. You love the game, but you don't understand Square Enix's motivation. Money. that is Square Enix's motivation. Money. So he said that it's coming out at the end of the year, and he said he thought there was already news on it Yeah, yeah, exactly. He made quite the mistake there. There was in fact no confirmation when Spider-Man was coming out beyond 2021 until he gave it to us. So yeah, he made a oopsie. He had to have been he made a oopsie there. If they want money, advertise the game better. I mean, there's only so much advertising can do, my guy. You can do all the marketing you want. They spend a lot of money on marketing. There's nothing, they can't do anything if the game is buggy and has no content and the gear is garbage. Nothing marketing can do about that. Yeah, I think if he's not fired, he's going to have a stern talking to for sure. They want money, they would have had more heroes. I mean, apparently they made money because their main concern was just put the game out and charge them in cosmetics. That's Sony's man right there. What's the massive? Oh, what's up? Spider-Man is coming out in December. That's the big news. Spider-Man is December. The lead animator accidentally spoiled it on this podcast he did earlier in the day. He was definitely not supposed to say this. He thought that this news was already out. It was not. Are they back in the studio yet? No, they're still working from home, but they are transitioning back into the studio. But since apparently they don't have a lot of people even working on the game right now, I think it's mainly just slow moving because of the California regulations. But yeah, he also said they don't have a lot of people actually working on the game. So they are there. Once they get back into the studio, it's not going to be a lot of people in the studio apparently working on the game. They're most likely going to ignore it. You think PC can mod it? I think that. Yeah, I think PC can do mods. Yeah, for sure. We might see some Spider-Man mods coming out. But yeah, they are. It happened in a live stream. So I put the link in the chat. FKNA is the Twitch channel. They had a 2-hour podcast where they interviewed the lead animator, and at about the 46-minute mark, they answered a question from the chat about Spider-Man, and he said that is coming out at the end of the year. There's one guy and a janitor in the studio. They made money with MCU skins too. they definitely making some money for sure, but yeah, apparently not enough to hire more people. So for those that those are just getting here, Spider-Man pretty much confirmed for December, possibly timing it with No Way Home. And I think the more pressing news going forward that he revealed in the interview is that they don't have a lot of people working on the game right now. The team is actually pretty small, and it takes about 4 to 8 months per hero. So I'm going to leave a link to the original stream in the description. Right now, so you can check the chat description. You can check the description for the video. Original video. Boom. All right, I just updated the description, so I've got the Twitch link in there. You guys want to check it out, because it was overall an interesting podcast. It was about 2 hours. He gave us some decent insight to the game. But yeah, the main thing people are going to take away from this is that Spider-Man is coming out at the end of the year. Their team is super small, and it takes them a long time to put out heroes. Did they just awkwardly look at him and say that hasn't been? Yeah, they got pretty excited. They were like, "Oh yeah, oh," because they realized, oh, he wasn't supposed to say that. They realized, oh, he wasn't supposed to say that. They got super excited. GoFundMe for Marvel for Marvel Heroes. This makes CD looking confident. Yeah, it doesn't make them look great. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. It definitely doesn't look great. You know, if there's like they brought up the Hawk. They were talking about the Hawk fault line controversy about them saying he was given an extra 50%, and he basically revealed that, you know, there's a lot going on. They have no idea what's happening. It was yeah, it sounds kind of crazy over there, even though there's not a lot of people apparently working on this. Is there a specific timestamp for Spider-Man? Yeah, around the 46-minute mark of the video is when he gets the Spider-Man question. And I think around the 14-minute mark is when he starts when he's talking about Hawkeye and how long it takes them to put out heroes. He also gave us a little bit of info on Black Panther. Fortunately, he didn't spoil that too much, but he did say, like, for Black Panther's combat, they focused on making sure he can do a lot of hits in a short amount of time. So Black Panther is going to feel, sounds like similar to Black Widow, you know, really fast, a lot of attacks with the melee. That's so that's something to look forward to, at least. You're playing Hawkeye's DLC for the first time? Oh, well, I mean, I thought it was incomplete, but if you go do Cosmic Cube right after that, it'll feel, I think it'll feel pretty much where it needs to be. Because I think Cosmic Cube was originally supposed to be the end of Future Imperfect, but it wasn't ready. Is there a specific the Wasteland Patrol should be fun? Yeah, I'm glad they pushed that back, because they need to add some more features to make it worthwhile. I'm personally looking forward to Patrol when it's in Manhattan. Rami, Amazing 1 and 2 MCU skins are going to be marketplace locked. Oh, for sure, bro. You already know. They gotta get that. They gotta get that bread when Spider-Man drops. they gotta get all that bread. All the good Spider-Man skins are going to be $14, my guy. All of them. Then we getting another Among level threat in October. Yeah, the Black Panther raid is basically the claw raid on the mining facility. That's going to be the Omega level threat that comes with the power cap increase to 160. So expect we should be expecting on that. That'll probably be on the new roadmap. And I'm hoping the Miller also said in the leaks that they're doing a new game mode, horde mode. So I hope that makes it into the game. Why is Cosmic Cube a timed event? All events are timed by nature, but the Cosmic Cube boss battle itself is not timed. It's coming out. It's going to be on the war table the entire time. It's a permanent villain sector. Your Square Enix's Omega up there. So if I'm guessing what the new roadmap is going to look like, it's going to be Black Panther August checked off, horde mode checked, all that stuff checked off. We're going to have the Claw Omega level threat, and probably new hero wise, it's probably going to be She-Hulk in March, maybe. Or it'll probably say She-Hulk Spring 2022. That's what I'm guessing you'll see on the roadmap. And Patrol mode, it'll probably like recap the different stuff. You know, Patrol mode, the new Omega level threat, and I think the hero is going to be She-Hulk 2022. And Spider-Man, of course, December. Yeah, it's probably going to you're going to have. I think the only two heroes on the new roadmap are going to be Spider-Man for December and She-Hulk for spring 2022 or something like that. Superior Spider-Man should be a skin. I'm sure they're going to do I'm sure they're going to explore every avenue to make you spend money on Spider-Man. You're modding Spider-Man too. Yeah, if you're on PC, you're probably going to have to mod them. Otherwise, it ain't happening for you, bro. Like I said, I'm hoping that he ends up being a timed exclusive so that you guys eventually get him, but probably not. They need to put respect on Thor with more takedowns. They did address that. They said they're adding new Thor takedowns this month on top of his MCU skin. So about time. I'm just hoping the MCU skin is actually good. It makes no sense at all to have Kamala as a big Captain Marvel mega fan and then wait to put Captain Marvel in after a whole year. Yeah, I mean, they wanted to promote Kamala as because she's coming out to the MCU. I guess that's maybe the reasoning, and they really wanted to have that story from the perspective of a Marvel fangirl, and that's what we ended up getting. But yeah, Captain Marvel probably at the end of next year. What happened to the elite villain sectors? The elite villain sectors were taken out because apparently they don't like us farming and having fun playing the game. And the Hawkeye skin, I think if you're talking about the one from the PlayStation store that you could claim from the PlayStation store that was bugged, they fixed that a while ago. Anyone else wish they give us someone other than She-Hulk? Yeah, Doctor Strange, but it is what it is. They'll take Wolverine over She-Hulk. I would too. Bro, they should have took out Miss Marvel, replaced her with Hawkeye at launch. Yeah, I came to like Kamala, but after knowing what I know now, I definitely wish they would have gone in a different direction. Especially with the Spider-Man exclusive, I think that was a huge mistake. I think they should have gone with Wanda at launch and had like a Doctor Strange expansion. PC will mod them. Yeah, you're gonna have to because I don't think you get them. Don't hate you, but you kind of hope Thor doesn't have Stormbreaker. Or Thor just belongs with Hammer. I don't hate you for that. I disagree. I think if they can do Stormbreaker, they should for that skin. But if it was just Mjolnir and the Infinity War / beginning the Endgame Thor look, I wouldn't be mad at that. You still have one elite villain sector, but no elite vaults. Yeah, if you completed the elite villain sectors, then they disappeared and don't come back. The elite vaults come back eventually when you do the whole picking up keys, but the elite villain sectors don't come back. You think there's going to be another villain other than Claw? Yeah, if you didn't see my leak video, the other villain, Deshaun, is supposed to be Crossbones. Never before have you played a game where the devs remove content and claim it's overwhelming. Yeah, that was pretty. You're not going to let that one down. That was pretty bad. What's happening? Just saw the tweets. Yeah, Black Panther. I didn't even tweet this. Hold up. I didn't even tweet out the link. I just ran up and was like, yeah, let me do this. Let me get this content out there. Yeah, everyone's going crazy right now. Because it's pretty wild. I forgot to tweet it. I didn't even send it out in Discord. Might as well tweet it. Let me just add this and I'll tweet it out. Your boy Will, that boy getting ads now. Who, me? Yeah, I've been monetized, my guy. Yeah. Think Crossbones will have Taskmaster's moveset? God, I hope not. when BP come out, yeah, watch them freak out everyone and put out a whole X-Men DLC. Yeah, bro, it's not happening. I mean, yeah, beyond 2022, I don't have much to go on in terms of what's going to happen with this game. What's Hey, what's up, Savannah? Yeah, Spider. So the lead, so everyone that's just getting here, just to recap again, the lead animator did a podcast today, and he let it slip that Spider-Man is coming out in December, which he thought was common knowledge, but it was definitely not. He thought it was already revealed. It was definitely not. He was definitely not supposed to tell us this, but he is coming out in December. And more importantly, it looks like we're only getting like 2 to 3 heroes a year, because it takes them like 4 to 8 months per hero. X-Men has to come. I mean, I would love for the X-Men to come. I don't think they are, because they weren't even in the original game files. Should we have had the power to create our own character? Yeah, I think Young Ripper brought this up at the beginning when he still covered Marvel's Avengers, and I agree with him. I think it would have been much better if they did. They could have still did the fanboy angle or fangirl angle, but I think it would have been much better if you could have created your own Inhuman with custom powers and then go through the whole reassemble campaign. I think it would have been a million times better for sure. So you have to keep getting the vault keys even if you get nothing for a few times. Yeah, the elite ones eventually come back. That's what happened. Hey, my defenders are here. Yeah, someone's 100% getting fired, bro. Maybe. I mean, maybe they. I mean, they aren't. They don't. Apparently, they don't have a lot of people working on this, so I don't think they might not even be able to fire him. Yeah, the lead animator said basically they don't. There's basically 3 people working on the animations for this game, including him, and he's the lead animator. They don't have a lot of people actually working on the game right now, and it takes them like 4 to 8 months per hero. But yeah, Spider-Man is coming out December. He did not realize that we didn't know that. How much do they decide how much the skin? How do they decide how much the skin is worth? They're probably like every company, when they put out a product, they analyze the cost of producing it, and then they calculate how much of a profit they would make at different monetary values, and then they settle on a price that will make them the most money. That's also, palatable for the customers. So they have to balance that. What I know about Young Ripper? You mean what I know about Young Ripper? Get out of here, boy. Yeah. I was on Young Ripper before he set up he had his current setup. Very cool guy, very good streamer. Open world means the heroes would have been trapped in one city. That would suck for Avengers game. I agree with that. Am I going to make a video about this? This is the video about this. This emergency stream is the video. So is the crit damage only a purple perk? Percentage to crit? Delia purple with like 100%. Yeah, it can roll on purple as well. It can roll on purple and legendary. Better have open zones so that we can go different places in Wakanda. Yeah. What's up, Oscar? Yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man indeed. December. Wait for it. Sorry if you're on Xbox and PC, but it's going to be Black Panther in December and Spider-Man December, and that's it. Doesn't bode well for new heroes though. No, it definitely doesn't. If it's 48 months per hero. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, unless does Young Ripper still play the game? This game? No. He plays FIFA, D&D, and he mainly does his political stream, but he does not play this game anymore. Need an X-Men game, being able to create a mutant. They had that before, so I hope they do that on next gen. X-Men Destiny was that gas. When California opens back up, you think they would hire more staff? They already opened a new studio in Texas for Crystal Dynamics, but the biggest change I expect is just them getting back into the offices, because the team apparently isn't that big. Hope we get a Manhattan Patrol. They did say they were going to do that in the city, but I don't know. Get the 69th. Like, when's the X-Men Legends 2 remake? That's what I want to know. I want that on PS5 or something. How do you spell shill? Yes, SHILL. Hope they eventually let you toss cars around as Hawk. They actually brought that up with Thor, with the Hawk. Obviously, it's not something they're going to do now, but maybe in the future. The Avengers just feels so weak. That's probably because your build, Shane. You might want to upgrade your build, because the Avengers are definitely pretty powerful. It makes sense for a December release since No Way Home comes out in the same month. I mean, it makes sense for a December release if it takes them 4 to 8 months per hero. That's what that does. I think honestly, with Black Panther and Spider-Man being released this year, if we could just get 2 more big characters like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel, you would be happy. Ripper should play again. He would be happy. He may come back for Black Panther just to see what it is. I think that's what most people that have a passing interest in the game are waiting for. But yeah, he has no reason to play it other than that, because there's literally nothing to do right now. Like like I stream the game and I have nothing to do most of the time. You think Spidey drops a Manhattan Patrol? Definitely not, Tom. The patrol, they delayed the Wasteland Patrol until what, like, well, they didn't even give a date for it, but I would guess October, maybe November, sometime after Black Panther though, and Spider-Man is coming out in December. Do you have some build videos to check out? Yeah, I have a playlist on my channel, Shane. I think I have like 6 build videos at this point. The only characters I didn't post build videos for, I think, are Thor and Kate and Kamala. But I definitely have Hawkeye, Hawk, Iron Man, and Captain America. That I know for sure. And I stream the other characters that I play as. So check out the stream sometimes, and you can check out some of the other builds. Also, if you become a member, you can join the Discord, and we post build videos in the Discord as well. That we post builds in the Discord that aren't shared on the channel. Stuff that I'm working on and have in progress. My current Thor build is pretty OP, and I shared it in the Discord, but I haven't made a build video yet. Xbox expansion, yo, what a day indeed. Why is it so hard to find purple yellow ISO 8s with the triple valor stats? Just check the vendor and open DNA chests in Snowy Tundra. Keep going. So I think Fantastic Four will ever come to this game. I do not. RNG is pretty bad, yeah. Hope we get some sort of content like a Loki villain sector. That's the, at this point, with now that we know how that it's going to take a long time for them to put out heroes, they definitely need to make up for it with, content, villain sectors, patrol mode, horde modes, stuff like that. Mega level threats, stuff to get us playing the game with the heroes that we do have. I think that will kind of take away the sting of not getting, a ton of heroes. Check them out. I'll share your videos to Twitter to help. It says, I appreciate you saying. Yep. Twitter is evil anyway. You and your friends will mod Spider-Man on PC, bro. Just watch. I'm looking forward to it. Is there a good farm for the treasure goblins? Oh, you mean the loot bot? He pops up a lot during Black Widow's iconic mission, Up from the Depths. So if you're just trying to farm him, just play Up from the Depths. You'll see him pretty often. You still have the Fantastic Four movie game for PS2. Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, maybe we'll get a Fantastic Four game, especially since they're coming to the MCU. But in terms of coming to this game, I'm skeptical about what they're going to do beyond 2022, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, I see the new Spider-Man suits for No Way Home. Yeah, the Doctor Strange one on the toy is kind of gas, but the Iron Spider one looked awful. it looked pretty bad. Holding out for Black Panther. He tried to play Cosmic Event but lost interest. Yeah, the gear grind. They definitely got to improve the gear system pretty substantially. I thought the Cosmic boss battle was fine. I thought it was definitely better than the other villain sectors for sure. And going forward, they should aim to make boss battles actual boss battles, but it wasn't great. Aren't they rebooting Fantastic Four? Yeah, the MCU announced they're doing a Fantastic Four. Yeah, so I think they might ditch the game early. Yeah, I think it's possible that after 2022 they move on, but not after Spider-Man. No, because they're doing a roadmap for next year. So no, I think the game could end with Captain Marvel at the end of next year. Because beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I wouldn't speculate too much about what's going to happen in 2023, but 2022 I'm expecting She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel, and then after that, it really depends on how well the game does. A PvP mode would be dope. I don't think so. If they have other modes, they have like a survival mode like Ghost of Tsushima has, that would be pretty cool. That's what I hope the Horde mode that's rumored to be coming is like. Those teams are way too small to support. Yeah, the team. Yeah. Like I thought it was weird when Phil mentioned that they only had like 4 people doing playtesting and they had other jobs. I was like, why wouldn't you have like a playtesting team? That's weird. And then the lead animator in this podcast said there's like 3 people on his team. So I was like, oh boy. So I think there's like 2 people working with Vince. Like I think the combat is just basically Vince and someone else. So I'm like, bro, what? How many people are on this game? That explains so much. Like a fun showdown against the Kree. Yeah, like a Captain Marvel Kree expansion. Yeah. Do I watch Rick and Morty? I sure do. Great show. So I think Crystal Dynamics learned a lesson from how Avengers turned out to be. I think a lot of lessons were definitely learned. Yeah, for sure. You'll play this test for them. I mean, a lot of people are willing to do it, so I don't know what the deal is. Think it gets a sequel, or do you think this game? I don't think this game's getting a sequel. I mean, unless they turn things around, like unless it has a huge comeback, I wouldn't look for a sequel. Maybe a different angle. How do you think they will end it? Will they do anything? Yeah, I think it's going to be, if they do end it, I think it'll end with a Kree expansion with Captain Marvel, and that'll be it. I think Crystal will make the Fantastic Four game. Maybe they do an X-Men game. Who knows? After this, I think Crystal's going to go back to Tomb Raider, and they're going to have another studio working on Marvel on the next title. If Square does, I don't know if Square has the license for another Marvel game, but if they do, I don't think they'll put Crystal Dynamics on it. No, I think Crystal Dynamics is going back to Tomb Raider after this, and then someone else will do it. Do what DICE did with BF1 and BF4, have a separate mode for console and PC just to test bugs. they definitely need to figure out the bug testing process. You hope they actually kill the Avenger. Yeah. So with Spider-Man coming out in December and Black and potentially nothing else, I really hope they made the deal they have with Sony is a timed exclusive and not a permanent exclusive, because it would be really garbage if PC and Xbox users don't get anything else after Black Panther for the rest of the year in terms of heroes. And you're because the Spider-Man is a permanent exclusive, that you're basically waiting until 2022 for another hero to drop, which definitely sucks. That's why I hope they do drop War Machine this year. You don't think they give up on this after 2022? I mean, they don't really have a choice in the matter. Like, if the team is small right now, the team is already pretty small that we know that's currently working on it. So if the game doesn't get significantly better after Black Panther, then Square will probably just Square will probably just, you know, call it a day and move on to another project. So even if they have plans, you know, that doesn't matter if Square Enix doesn't think it's worth investing in beyond that. So the Black Panther, well, now that we have this information, I think the Black Panther, the DLC is even more important. It was already pretty massively important before, but I mean, after finding out how long it takes them to put out heroes, how many people are working on the game, they really got to hit with Black Panther or it's going to be bad. There's some need to work on these render times. You were played Ultimate Alliance a few days ago. It ran like butter. I mean, it runs like butter on PS5. So yeah, they got to figure out. I guess they got to figure out how to optimize it for previous gen. They think Life is Strange is worth investing in. I mean, people apparently buy it. So yeah. You don't think it'll be better after Black Panther? I mean, perception is irrelevant. If they actually make the game significantly better with Black Panther, then it doesn't matter what the perception was. It'll just change, because then the media narrative will change. Like the same thing what happened with Outriders. Outriders, the perception was Outriders that the game was trash, is dead, it's over, and then they finally released a good patch, a couple good patches, and then they started getting better press, and now the subreddit is like 100% less toxic. So it just depends on what they actually deliver. How we know this info is legit? Because the lead animator gave it to us. This is coming straight from the lead animator of Marvel's Avengers. July 16 deep dive, July 22nd OLT. That sounds realistic. Didn't take Star Wars Battlefront 2 at about the same amount of time for Heroes. I have no idea. I didn't play Battlefront. Do I watch Boruto? I do. I'm glad the anime has gotten much better. They're finally animating the good parts of the manga. Bro, you're funny because of how chill you are. When you make jokes, you're chill. I appreciate you, Sean. I really just do this stuff because it's fun. I like turning on the camera and just chilling, hanging out with you guys. How bad do you think of BP fail? Oh, if BP fails, if BP fails, I do think we'll get content in 2022. But after that, I think it's definitely over. we might lose one hero if Black Panther fails. We might get like She-Hulk and then Captain Marvel, and then they pull the plug. So they definitely don't want to mess up Black Panther. Sasuke Naruto got clapped. Oh yeah. I mean, I can't wait until I'm looking forward to when they animate Naruto's new mode. That one was pretty gas in the manga. Think characters are coming faster in 2020. Yeah, I think if they're back in the offices fully, I think they can cut the time frame down from 4 to 8 months to 4 to 6. That's definitely possible. but that's still a long time. With four not even being like a realistic thing. So yeah. If Black Panther fails, it don't matter what they drop after. We're done playing. Yeah. Yeah, if Black Panther fails, the player base is gonna collapse. If BP fails, will that be it for this game for you? If Black Panther fails, yeah, I might have to find it. I might have to dig for a new game. Maybe I'll have to wait for Guardians of the Galaxy or something else, because we're not getting Gotham Knights until next year. So I'm not gonna have. I'd have to look at some stuff to cover. I mean, I could always cover the new Ghost of Tsushima expansion. Just play that. What do you miss? You missed everything, Brandon. You missed everything. The Black Panther, the lead animator for Marvel's Avengers did a podcast, and he had an oopsie. He accidentally revealed that Spider-Man is coming out in December, which he was not supposed to. He also talked about that the combat team is the whole team working on the game right now is really small, and it takes them about 4 to 8 months to put out a hero. You don't even like the MCU, but you want to buy the skins because they have more detail and focus. Yeah, I'm not even like someone got mad at me because I requested they do the MCU Black Widow with the white suit to promote the movie, but I'm like, it's not even about the MCU. Like I think most of the MCU skins are most of the MCU costumes are overrated anyway. It's just the fact that they only seem to put effort into the MCU costumes. That's the problem with the marketplace. It's not even the prices. It's that most of the skins they release are just bad or lazy. Like we went like real accuracy. Just wanted to say you love your content, keep up the good work. Thank you, I appreciate it. Queen, Wasteland objectives is how you get Yeah, you gotta finish. You gotta finish the Future Imperfect DLC, and then there's a mission chain after that you have to complete, and then you get the Hank Pym artifact. Could play the new Suicide Squad game instead. Yeah, that's next year too. So are you hesitant to play Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to pre-order it. I'm just waiting for the reviews. That's before I buy it. You'll keep playing forever if they release story content containing Madam Web. I don't think that's happening. I feel like Spider-Man is not going to be as good as Natami. I mean, yeah, it's obviously not going to be better than a whole game built around him from arguably the best game studio in the world right now. Yeah, for sure. But will he be a lot of fun? Probably. You can tell how difficult the MCU skins are too. You always stand out from everyone else. Yeah, they really like, they have a few good comic skins in the game, but most of the skins are recolors or really bad interpretations. So I really hope they do a lot better. You're welcome, Purity. You don't think BP will fail? I hope BP won't fail. There's definitely a possibility that it will, though. We can't ignore that. Yeah, it's her apps. They should wrap it up. I mean, they should wait for Black Panther, because that's, what's really going to determine how far this game goes. If they nail Black Panther, then yeah, things are looking up. If they don't nail Black Panther, then yeah, it's a wrap. What's up, Chase? Late to the stream. Yeah. The lead animator for Marvel's Avengers, Anthony Gartmeyer, he made an oopsie. He accidentally told us that Spider-Man is coming out in December. And he also told us that the team working on the game is pretty small, and it takes them 4 to 8 months to drop new heroes, to make new heroes. What would be considered a fail? If it's buggy, if the story content isn't interesting, if there's no content to go with it, like there's no if the mega level threat is a fail, or if there's nothing else to do, You know, they don't have any other content to do with the heroes. If the gear system isn't updated, you know, all that I would consider a fail. If you doubt Black Panther would fail, you have a strong feeling it's going to be mid. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any hope. I have some hope, but just because of how many resources they dedicated towards this expansion. But also knowing that the team is small and and seeing all the mistakes they've made is definitely possible. So what's coming out this month? This month is the Omega level threat with the Super Adaptoid, the Black Panther Deep Dive, and the multiplayer Mega Hive, plus two new MCU skins and the return of the Red Room Takeover. You're super excited. News nonetheless. Still hoping they don't mess up Thor. Yeah, definitely hope they don't screw that up. Hope that guy doesn't get fired. I mean, if it's true what he said and there's like 3 people on the animation team, I don't think they can fire him. To keep it a buck, I don't think they can afford to lose him at this point. BP is coming with a lot, allegedly. If what Miller said holds up, then we're getting 2 villains, which is cool, and a new game mode, which could be very good but again, it depends on the execution. 2 new skins, Thor and a mysterious other MCU skin, which I think very strongly is going to be Black Widow, and I think it's going to come out next week to tie in with her movie. You honestly want more skins for Kate? Kate definitely needs more for sure. Kate's been getting the short end of the stick. Also hope they expand the team. 48 months per hero is bad. I mean, I don't see that happening, but hopefully they can work faster in the offices. What's the new game mode? The new rumored game mode is called Horde mode, but we don't have any details on it. Miller didn't go into it, but if it's true, then hopefully it's actually good. This game definitely needs like a mode similar to Ghost of Tsushima Legends' survival mode. I think that would be pretty fun. Would I have liked Ant-Man as a playable? Yeah, I think Ant-Man would have been cool. I have a feeling that the only truly good things come out of Black Panther would be the combat and locations. That's also very possible, for sure. We know Wakanda looks amazing, and that's going to be technically a Marvel location. But yeah, beyond that, yeah, we know the combat is usually fire, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Claw looks cool. Wonder if they'll make Spider-Man web swinging like old gamies. Yeah, that's the big thing I do want to know. Is he gonna be sky swinging, or is it going to be like Black Widow, where you basically need stuff in the environment? They really need to do more events between characters. They need to do. That's the bigger thing. If it's going to take this long for heroes to come out, they need to be putting out good content on a consistent basis. You know, like not like the Tachyon Anomaly or the Red Room Takeover, like real stuff, like on the level of the Cosmic Cube, but better. When should we expect the BP MCU skin? Probably when the Wakanda thing drops. Can't wait for the Wakanda hub. Yeah, that's going to be probably pretty fire. One of the best IPs in the world, and they dedicate a small team to development. I definitely didn't start that way, Brandon. They definitely didn't start with a small team. that came after. That came after launch. So, sky swinging would be fine with you. Yeah, it's tricky. Like on one hand, you want realism, especially comparing it to Insomniac Spider-Man, but at the same time, traversal in this game is so annoying, especially if you're in like the wasteland, you know, some kind of area like that. It's really irritating. So that's tricky. I'll be curious to see how they handle that. You really wish Xbox could have Spider-Man. You would pay for the DLC. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a timed exclusive, so y'all get them eventually. But I really think that exclusivity was a mistake. Your biggest concern with Spidey is that they won't add wall crawling. I mean, the game already has wall crawling to an extent. Like the characters can get stuck to the wall briefly, and they have wall running with Hawkeye and Captain America. So I don't see why they wouldn't have some wall crawling. But obviously not in depth wall crawling like Insomniac, but there might be some. Just ready to play with a black character. I feel you. What villain do you think is in the Spider-Man DLC? I have no idea. I just hope it's not Rhino. I think Dr. Octopus or Shocker would make pretty good villains in the context of this game. It's not a time exclusive. There's no way Sony would allow Spider-Man to come out on other platforms later on. I mean, that's why I think it's most likely the case. Buy Demon Slayer video game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many. I guess if Black Panther fails, I don't know. Do I wait for Spider-Man in December? Or do I play? I guess I can poll everybody. If Black Panther fails, do I just wait for Spider-Man to drop in December? And then just do something else? Do you think people would be pissed if they give us Fat Thor? I think there will be people who like Fat Thor and will enjoy it if it's done right. And then there are a lot of people like me who will be very pissed off. Is there a video of Spider-Man gameplay? So far, no. They've kept a tight lid on Spider-Man up until now. Until now, the only leaks that we got were from Miller, and they were basically just about his emotes and the timing. But now, we still don't have any gameplay leaks, but we do know now that he's coming out in December. You want to beat me in Naruto? I doubt it'll happen. I was pretty into the Naruto Storm games. If BP fails, you're quitting the game. Yeah, BP fails, a lot of people are quitting the game. There remains vault key farming. Do I have to go back to the Quinjet? You have just go back to the Quinjet. Yeah. Sony does not own the game rights for Spider-Man. Yeah, that is correct. But the issue though are the terms of the deal. That's the key. Even though they don't own the game rights outright, they did make a deal. And if the terms of the deal is that it's just they only develop him for PlayStation, then that's what it is. But if the terms of the deal is that it's temporary, then yeah, good news for you guys. But it depends entirely on the terms of the deal, which we don't have, and we won't know until after the fact. It's taking so long for Heroes to come out. Yeah, 4 to 8 months. Boy. Your guesses are Mysterio, Green Goblin, or Venom, Carnage. Mysterio can make a solid hologram enemies. Yeah. Those would all be pretty cool. Yeah, as long as it's not Rhino, I'm good. Norman Osborn joins Monica's team. That actually checks out. That definitely checks out. They need to do more characters faster. I mean, if they're working from home and they have a small team, I mean, nothing they could do about that. I speculated that they had, less people, but I thought it was mainly just that they were working from home. I didn't realize that they had barely anybody working on the game. Like, Jesus. What do I think can save this game? Making better decisions. listening to the players that actually know what they're talking about and have been telling them how to fix the game for the last 9 months. That will save the game for sure. Not a Rhino fan. I don't hate Rhino. He's just been in every Spider-Man game. Like he was in Spider-Man PS4. He appears in Miles Morales twice. Like we get it. You like Rhino, but like, come on. There are other villains. They bring Kingpin in, hype up a Daredevil. Yeah, they're not. They could bring Kingpin as a Spider-Man villain potentially, but it's not going to be for a Daredevil drop. No, that's if you have dreams of, Daredevil and Moon Knight and Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange coming to this game, get rid of them. Just hope that this game makes it through 2022. That's where your expectations should be. You should be looking at, okay, can they get someone out after Captain Marvel? That's what you should be looking at. Will this game last past Captain Marvel? It's going to be pathetic if Winter Soldier, She-Hulk are in the game before Doctor Strange. I mean, yeah, that's what's going to happen, but yeah, it's going to suck, but that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. You want a Michael Clark Duncan Kingpin boss? I forgot he was Kingpin. No, D'Onofrio is the one true Kingpin. Hammerhead is another, being that it would be a mad easy just power swap his goons. Hammerhead, could be, but for Spider-Man, they're going to have to do, I think they got to go a little bigger. Sandman, especially if he's going to be in an Avengers game. It's got to be, you got to go like Sandman, you got to go Doc Ock. You got to go bigger. How many vault keys on average to get? It's pure RNG, Ryan. As far as I can tell, it's pure RNG. There's no set amount. Sandman would be dope. Yeah, Sandman, and it definitely works as a Marvel Avengers type of villain, something that makes sense to have, the whole team on. What are DNA keys for? They're for DNA chests, which can be found, which are the blue chests in vault missions, and they reward upgrade modules. You need those to upgrade your gear. Mysterio for Spider-Man. Yeah, that'd be cool. Imagine Sandman and Insomniac. Oh, that'd be gas. Though, for those that are still trickling in, which is surprising to me because it's almost 2:00 in the morning my time. Spider-Man December. Spider-Man December. I'm glad you're streaming. You was bored. Yeah, I was just chilling, bro. I was literally chilling. I was just watching Netflix. I had taken a nap because I had done the gaming session for the members earlier. I had eaten some food, took a nap, was watching Netflix, and then I got the notification from High Ruler on my phone that he had some Spider-Man tea, and I was like, well, I got to hop on now. I can't. I was just gonna chill. I was gonna do no Marvel's Avengers content outside of putting out the weekly recap in the morning. But now, yeah, I was like, I gotta make a Spider-Man stream. I gotta do a Spider-Man stream now. It would be amazing if you got a Monica villain sector, but with Spider-Man villains in different waves. Oh, that would be that'd be very interesting. Like multiple villains, like a wave. That'd be pretty fun. I don't think we're getting that, but that would be pretty awesome for sure. Like, because they're gonna have to do stuff like that if it's going to take them so long to come out with heroes. They gotta make up for it with content, like the creative stuff with villain sectors, get new game modes and stuff like that. Like if we have stuff to do, I don't think it'll be as bad. Obviously, it'll be disappointing for the people that want specific heroes, but if the game is actually good, then I don't think it'll be as big a deal. And then if it's good and people keep playing and keep supporting the game, then maybe they expand the team, maybe they work a little faster. But they really gotta make the stuff like good. Watch the next dev stream. They deny this ever happen. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony disappears, bro. they might have to take down the stream to keep it a buck. FK might have to take down this podcast. Like, which Spider-Man, which Spidey villain will work with Amos' question? I mean, Doc Ock works pretty well. Doubt they leave us dry between the heroes. I mean, they can't. So then because then the question becomes, will they do a better job than they did this year going forward of providing us content in between hero drops? Because I'm not gonna lie, if the quality of the content so far this year is what we're expecting going forward, then this game is done, straight up. But if after Black Panther comes out and they get back into the offices and they start delivering, you know, better stuff, then yeah, this game has a chance for sure. Do I think Mysterio will be a good villain? For sure. You could potentially work in any villains, really. Yeah, pretty much. This game is 2 steps forward, 9 steps back. That sounds all right. Every good decision they make, they mess it up by removing content, patching, grind, farming, removing cosmetics, making lazy color. You're definitely right, bro. Like the Hawk thing is a classic example. The characters are supposed to be powerful. This isn't a PvP game. They're supposed to be powerful, but whenever the players have something good going on, they get rid of it. Like when people were doing DNA keys with Iron Man, they patched it. When people were doing the missile spam with Iron Man, they got rid of it. Now people were thunderclapping with Hawk and clearing rooms, they got rid of it. But this will tell you everything you need to know. They nerfed Hawk's thunderclap, but claiming that they were bug fixing a skill, but they didn't fix the other problem. Like Hawk has a skill on the thunderclap node that's been bugged. You're supposed to get heroic orbs when you defeat enemies with your thunderclap, and it's been broken for 8 months. Well, 9 months actually. It's been broken for the entire time. When you thunderclap with Hawk, if you select that node that gives you orbs, it straight up doesn't work, and it hasn't worked for 9 months. And instead of fixing that, they just nerfed his thunderclap so that he does way less damage, and then they tried to gaslight us about it. So yeah, stuff like that is why people are understandably skeptical going forward, because it's not just the content delays, it's the bad decisions they keep making over and over and over again. Since we're on the topic of Spider-Man, which live action portrayal was your favorite? I am Andrew Garfield truther. I think Andrew was the best Spider-Man. I think he was the best one. He was Peter to me. Though I do like Tom Holland. And on the note of Tom Holland, congratulations. Apparently he's getting it in with Zendaya, which is pretty much tradition at this point. Every time there's a Spider-Man movie, the Spider-Man and Mary Jane hook up off screen. Doc Ock would be super hard to animate, so I think they'll run with it. That wouldn't be a problem. They could do it. Do you think that after the BP DLC they'll use another main villain? Like Hydra? Yeah, that's possible for sure. Another faction. They're gonna have to do something. Andrew Gang want to see yeah, that's right. Andrew Gang want to see Scorpion maybe in a Sinister Six wave. That'd be pretty cool. I think it's just them not wanting 4 Hawks one-shotting everything. That could definitely like if they were up front and just said, okay, we don't know how to balance the Omega level threat, but the smart thing would have just been just restrict the multiple hero thing for the Omega level threat. Like you can't do multiple heroes in the Omega level threat. Problem solved. If they can't balance it, but you know they don't think of these things. Andrew was the best Spider-Man. Yeah, see. You think it was too cool for Peter? That's why I liked him. They did, instead of just doing the usual nerd Peter Parker high school nerd, they did a more grown up Spider-Man, and I thought that's what I want to see on big screen. I don't want to see Peter in high school as a nerd every time. I want to see grown up. I want to see grown up Peter. Tom Holland likes chocolate. I mean, a lot of people like chocolate, so he's pretty normal. Tired of finding these AIM robots, aren't we all? You said Andrew got fired. I didn't hear that one. Yes, No Way Home movie. So it leaks sales merchandise. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to look just like the game is going to look to cash in on No Way Home by releasing Spider-Man in December, which I mean could definitely help them sales wise. But again, if they don't do the Black Panther right, then there might not be much of a game to come to. Yes, sir, Andrew all the way. You got Andrew's logo tattooed on your wrist. Oh wow, that's extreme, but yeah, Andrew is the superior Spider-Man to me. Nerf the drops and rifts. Last of understandings broken. Villain sectors removed. Power level 160 enemies gone. Chain assistant hot garbage. No reason to play right now. You're not wrong. So first Andrew Garfield, Emma Thompson had a date. There's an amazing Spider-Man movie, and now Tom Holland and Zendaya. Emma Stone. Yeah, Emma Stone. And yeah, also, yeah, I saw a tweet about it. So apparently Tobey Maguire went out with Kirsten Dunst when they were doing Spider-Man together. Of course, we know Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone dated while they were doing Spider-Man, and now Tom Holland and Zendaya are dating now that they're doing Spider-Man. So it's apparently it's just a thing. If you're doing a Spider-Man movie, whoever's playing the love interest is going to hook up with Peter off screen. What if they allow us to choose the enemies that we fight as? Toggle between options and existing missions when new enemy types come out. You mean choose different missions? I think they already do that, but they definitely do need. You mean like what type of enemies that spawn during the missions? What's up to us? Honestly, a horror mode will hold people over for a while. Yeah, if they have a good horror mode and a good patrol mode, that'll definitely hold people. That's the key. If you're not going to have a lot of heroes in the game, then you gotta give us a reason to play the game. So game modes and gear. That should be their focus. Give us stuff to play and fix the freaking gear system. Tobey Maguire still had the best paparazzi freak out. Still no emote wheel. Yeah, 9 months later, still no emote wheel. You wish MJ was white? I'm not racist. Sounds very racist. Sounds incredibly racist. Man, the celebrity hookups are publicity stunts. Oh yeah, a lot of them are. Some of them aren't. It's very possible that Tom Holland and Zendaya are legit. I mean, who wouldn't want to make out with Zendaya? I don't know if she's attracted to Tom Holland, but I mean, he's a good looking guy. So, you know, they're both rich, young, good looking, working very closely together, doing romance stuff. It's also just makes sense when you think about it. You mean like new enemy factions are out so we can modify mission preferences? So basically you mean like the custom, like what they do with the custom harmon already, but just with factions, and it would apply to the missions. Yeah, I get it. You always thought Toby was a better Spider-Man than Andrew and Tom. I thought Spider-Man 2 was like the peak in terms of the movie quality, but I always thought Andrew was just better as in the role. I just liked him better. Did they say gear fixes are? They said there's going to be no definitive Loot 2.0 patch, and that they were just going to be progressively fixing and tuning gear over time. But they still haven't actually detailed exactly what that means, because before they made a big deal out of Loot 2.0 and all the things they're going to add, and now we're not getting a lot of information about it. So that does concern me a little bit. I think Zendaya does a perfect job with it being technically a multiverse. Yeah, I personally loved Zendaya, so I'm all about it. I love her character in the movies, and so I'm glad they have her. Do you think they will give us the option to switch between heroes and missions in the future? Probably not. You don't find Zendaya attractive, but Brie Larson, yeah, you're racist. only racism can explain that. Zendaya is way more attractive than Brie Larson. Brie Larson has the nicer body, but Zendaya is way prettier and way likable, way more likable. Hulk is still OP. How they will need to adjust his heroic damage. He's definitely still powerful, but you have to really adjust your build, especially if you're fighting higher level enemies. What do you think they need to fix the gear system? They need to do exactly what they said they were going to do and what you told them they were going to do. It's a looter. It's not complicated. We have examples of looters to go on. They could look at Destiny. They could look at The Division. They can look at Outriders. They could look at Ghost of Tsushima. Like there are very basic things that looters are supposed to have that this game doesn't. They don't have good gear pieces. Exotics are supposed to be the highest level of gear, and most of them are trash, worse than epics and legendaries. The gear perks themselves don't encourage build diversity or really complement the heroes. It's mostly just damage buffs, and that they don't have any way to modify the gear. So if you get a piece of gear that maybe has one or two good perks but doesn't have the right stats, you can't modify it in any way, so you end up just having to trash most of the gear you get because you can't modify it all. So it's just stuff like that, basic stuff that should have been in the game at launch. There's no loadout option, you can't share artifacts between teams. There's a million things they should have had the game at launch for the loot that they just haven't, and the fact that we're not getting any information about it is definitely concerning, because this is, again, a looter, and it's what they should really be focusing on, because as Outriders has shown us, if you get the loot part right, people will overlook a lot of stuff. Brie Larson has her official YouTube channel. She actually announced she's quitting YouTube, so if you're a fan of her YouTube, sorry, she's quitting. I mean, it kind of makes sense. 2.0 sounds like a lot of money time. It really doesn't. It sounds like something, the way they promoted 2.0, it basically sounded like, oh, well, yeah, the gear system sucked, so this is what should have been in the game at launch. It's not like we're talking about MCU skins or anything like that. It's just them literally fixing the game the way it was supposed to be at launch. Brie Larson forehead is a huge one. Zendaya is beautiful. Was that made talk about? Yeah, I have no idea. They said they were looking into character switching mid missions. Yeah, they say a lot of things. We're still waiting for the cosmetic rework to come back. We're still waiting for the ping system to get finished. We're still waiting for the emote wheel. We're still waiting for traversal buffs. What kind of perks would I like to see? I like to see perks that complement the hero's playstyle on gear. Like Captain America by nature is both, if you look at his actual character, he's both a melee and a ranged fighter. He uses a shield. But if you look at his perks for his gear, outside of damage buffs, he doesn't really have a lot going for him that complements his playstyle. Like he has the ability to taunt enemies, but he has gear perks that increases your likelihood of taunting enemies, but he doesn't actually have any reason to taunt enemies. Like Hulk taunts enemies and draws aggro away, but he also has gear perks that gives him increased damage when enemies are taunted. Captain America doesn't even have that. So it's like they didn't even put much thought into it. Spider-Man gameplay, no, nothing like that. Just a release. December release. The lead animator let it slip. By chance, do you know around when MC Thor is dropping? Well, maybe sometime this month. They're apparently still working on stuff with his character. And why don't all the heroes have all the status effects? like Thor and Cap. Thor does have plasma. He does. He naturally does plasma, at least when it comes to his Bifrost. But yeah, certain heroes don't get plasma on their gear perks. Your baby Brie gone. 2021. I mean, if Brie Larson is enough to ruin your 2021, I don't know what to tell you. MCU Thor and Cloning Labs are a myth. You'll play Black Panther and then you'll delete this sorry game. I mean, if Black Panther is good, why would you delete the game? You can't help but think that it only took cosmetics out of the game for the sole purpose of getting people to spend money in the marketplace. I tend to agree, because it's pretty inexplicable at this point for us to not even have any information 4 months later. You get nothing but precision gear on Thor. I mean, ranged Thor is the meta right now, in my opinion. Ranged Thor is the superior Thor, so I would definitely hold on to those range pieces. Because ranged Thor is pretty OP. That's what I did, and I'm glad. Because ranged Thor is awesome. They meet more villains than Crossbones and Claw. I mean, 2 villains in one expansion, I think, is pretty good for them. It just depends on how they actually, play in the game. Is there a limit to how many vault keys? You don't store. So with the vault keys, you can do as much as you want, but because there's a limited amount of vaults, they don't stack or anything. So once you get vault keys, once your entire map is filled with all the possible vaults, then once you complete a vault, that key doesn't count. You have to go and get a key over again. So for example, if you have all the vaults on the map and you got a ton of keys, if you do one of the vaults, it'll disappear, even though you may have far more keys than there are vaults on the map. You still have to go back to get another key to unlock that vault. Why would they even need to remove them to fix the way to get the unlock drops? Something about the whole thing is fishy. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Shane. The explanation they did for the cosmetic rework makes no sense at all. Black Panther comes out in August. That's all we know. You're glad BP is coming to the game? That's right. Yeah. The ball system is still yeah. All right, well, it's 2:00 in the morning my time, so I'm going to shut the stream down, but thanks for everyone. A lot of you came out, very surprisingly. I guess some of you are on different time zones, but it's a lot of fun. To once again recap, Spider-Man is coming out in December. The lead animator let it slip, and it takes them 4 to 8 months to make heroes. So going forward, we should not expect very many heroes to come out, and they have a very small team working on the game, so they really got to step it up with the content. So yeah. I know you're not racist, Parody. I'm messing with you. I think you have terrible taste in women, but I don't actually think you're racist. But yeah, happy 4th of July, everybody. My normal stream schedule, I'm going to continue. I'll be streaming again on Tuesday for my usual Marvel's Avengers stream, but this was obviously a special circumstance because of the leaks. I won't be doing that again. I don't usually do this, definitely not at this hour, but I had to do it. But I will be back on Tuesday, and I'll have the weekly recap. The usual one will be posted tomorrow morning, so look out for that. Happy 4th of July to all my fellow Americans. Thank you to all my international people who are wishing me 4th of July as well. I appreciate everybody. Everybody be safe and enjoy the fireworks. Check my channel. I usually schedule my streams, but I usually start streaming Marvel's Avengers at 1 o'clock Eastern time, in the afternoon. But yeah, check my channel for my official stream schedule when I post it. Everybody have a good night, and